Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'll be reviewing a pre-owned new body style Tacoma. We're going to find out if this new Tacoma is holding its value. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Laird Miller Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this Tacoma. Link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Josh. Link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 228 horsepower and then 243 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, a quick overview of the SR. This is kind of like the entry-level Tacoma, the most affordable version, but I think it still actually looks pretty cool. Now, of course, it does have the gigantic, and I mean gigantic, air dam there on the front end. Look at the headlights on this. Those look great, and you can see how the fenders pop out. I mean, that's technically, I guess, fender flare because it's a little extension, but I mean, that looks good. Of course, you got the more baseline wheels, but I mean, for a work truck, I don't know, pretty cool side profile, if you ask me. And then this one actually has the multi-link in the back, just like all the other Tacomas, but also we've got some stuff in the bed here. So opening this up, I swear I had this unlocked. It is unlocked. Yeah, it is unlocked. Oh, there we go. The tailgate was just like stuck. That's kind of weird. Let me know if you've seen that with the new Tacomas. But you can see protection here from the factory. So that's great. Actually, this looks like the composite bed. Yeah, I think this is the composite bed. That's nice. Got the cargo tie-down points, all of that. So this is ready to do some work. Apparently not ready to open up the tailgate, but it's ready to do some work. And then popping inside with the SR, this is kind of more baseline. So you've got plastics all over. You can see here with the seats. And I'll pick this up so you guys can see underneath. With that, got some cup holders there in the back too. And if you're wondering, space in this is not too bad. It's pretty typical for a mid-size pickup truck. The glass in the back is fixed, by the way. And getting out of the Tacoma isn't bad. You just kind of plop and you're good. And then popping up front, they actually give you some padding right here, so that's nice. All of our window controls there. You got the mirror adjustments and all that. Let's quick look at the mirrors. Interested to see the payload on this manual. Still 1,200 pounds. Every single Tacoma, 1,200 pounds. Doesn't matter. Interesting. There the rest of the seat. You can see the manual adjustments on the side. And you got like your stability control there. And then you can see the 3-pedal layout down below. And of course, got to start her up. Pretty cool. So you still get a pretty nice gauge cluster with this. And then you can see the physical controls here. Got the adaptive cruise control with lane centering. So even a base model has that, which is nice. And then we do have a backup camera. Those are fairly mandated now. But yeah, you've got the smaller screen unit, so that's all fine. Single zone climate with this. Got the parking brake here. And then yeah, we've got our manual transmission shifter. We've got your IMT, so it's got the auto rev match with the drive modes, 2-speed transfer case. Got the clutch start, so they still offer that, which is cool with the manual Tacomas. See some cup holders, more storage. This is nice with the trim. And then pretty normal glove box. Tacoma right there. And then no power sliding windows, so you don't have anything up top. Now here's the original window, or actually give me a second. Okay, now that I've got this bad boy unfolded, here's the original window sticker for this SR. Pretty baseline. I mean, we've got a few options. But anyway, total MSRP is $39,279. And as a certified pre-owned vehicle with 2,600 miles, that's what the current asking price is. So, I mean, we obviously can assume that trade-in value is going to be less than asking price on a car, or at least a little bit less than that. So, I mean, technically, it, you know, from a retail perspective, hasn't lost value, but from a trade-in perspective, it's not going for original MSRP, which is good. We need cars to be a little bit less than their original MSRP, but it looks like this is, we'll talk about it during the drive, but it looks like it's being pretty similar to the previous gen Tacoma. Well, let us set off in this manual Tacoma SR. So a little bit of a shorter review. I'm really strapped for time today, so it happens. Sorry about it, guys, but it's not typical. I will say this shifter is very interesting. It's got a durable feel to it. It's just the actuation on it's interesting. And this is actually my first time driving the detuned 2.4. I've only driven the 2.4 with, you know, in the manual with 270 horsepower, or in the automatic with 278. And then I've driven the hybrid, but yeah, I haven't driven this detuned version. Not too shabby. Gotta scoot this back a little bit. Ah, too far. Now I'm in seat purgatory. Okay, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Seat purgatory, guys. Not a fun place to be. But outside of that, I mean, this interior again for a work truck is pretty nice. It's obviously not upscale by any means, but you know, I like the material use and just the overall feel of it. I wish they made this tighter though, that side piece, but you know, it's the price you pay for an easy to clean plastic interior, I suppose. So let's let it rip a little bit here. Oh, it skirted. Wasn't trying to do that, but it did it. Yeah, this is actually quite a bit slower than the... Yeah, wow, I was not expecting that. Compared to the 2.4, it's not detuned. This is quite a bit slower. It's not bad. Still got, you know, a good torquey feel. But yeah, it doesn't have the oomph that the 2.4 with 270 and 310 for the power outputs with the regular manual tune, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, weird. And I'll give it one more go, but like it's a bigger difference than I thought it would be. Because sometimes when they do these detuned engines, they're like fake detuned. Like they, you know, they do produce less power, but it's hard to perceive. But this, it's pretty easy to perceive. Yeah, that's a big difference. So value. We'll take a little loop around the parking lot while we talk about value. The new Tacoma so far, it seems like it's doing a pretty good job. Now, something to note, it's not been out in the market for super long, so there's not a lot of used examples. And certified pre-owned cars are usually a little bit more expensive than non-certified because you get extra warranty with this. I think it, don't quote me on this, ask a Toyota dealership, but I think it adds like a year and 12,000 miles to the basic warranty, and then it adds 2 years and like 40,000 miles to the powertrain, something like that. And so yeah, there's, you know, there's a little bit of a premium for CPO versus non-CPO. So if this was a non-CPO, it'd probably be what, you know, a couple grand less than this for the same exact truck. And so that's kind of like typical Tacoma depreciation. Tacomas don't sell for original MSRP. You know, the only Toyota that really has stuck there are two Toyotas that I've seen: 4Runner TRD Pros, and then the previous gen Land Cruiser. Both of those, you know, for quite some time in their lifespans will hover for around their original MSRP until they get to like super high miles. Then they'll start to depreciate a little bit, but for the most part those will hold. Everything else though from Toyota, it holds its value well, of course, but it's not original MSRP holding its value. It's, you know, a situation where things will go down in value, you know, at a slower rate than most other cars, but they'll still go down. So like, you know, this truck, I'm sure, you know, a year from now, and you know, if it, once it gets like 10,000 miles on it, because you know most people drive at least 10,000 miles in a year, it'll probably be going for, you know, somewhere in the lower 30s, right? It'll take a little bit of a bigger hit. When I say lower 30s, probably more realistically like, I don't know, 33 to 35 range. So I guess mid 30s would be a little bit more of an accurate representation. But you guys get the point. It's probably gonna hold, unless, I will say one caveat, you know, Toyota has had some issues with their new turbocharged powertrains. So if those issues persist, if they don't find a permanent fix for those issues, then yeah, resale value long term could be worse. But I think it's a little bit too soon to tell. But as of right now, supply and demand with Toyota dictates that this pretty much most of their products going to have pretty good resale value until they catch up. Once the supply demand dynamics switch, then, you know, Toyotas will go through their normal Toyota depreciation, where they basically, you know, depreciate quite a bit in the first few years, not as much as other new cars, and then they just hold, because they have, you know, like something like this will have utility, and then, you know, with Toyota's reliability, they just end up holding their value at once they hit that kind of quote-unquote Toyota bottom. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.